What's up guys, this is AK and this is the iPhone 11 Pro, and although it's called the iPhone 11 Pro, I feel like there aren't really enough things that are pro about this phone. To me, it's basically like the iPhone 11 with a couple of changes here and there, design and camera being the most obvious ones. Let's talk about the design first. When the iPhone 11 Pro was unveiled on stage, I was not a big fan of the design. It just didn't seem as good as maybe like the iPhone XS. So, like you saw in my iPhone 11 review, by the way, check it out if you haven't already, the iPhone 11 has mostly a glass back and a matte camera cutout. The 11 Pro on the other hand has a matte back and a glass camera cutout. The good part about that is that the 11 Pro is not as much of a fingerprint magnet as the iPhone 11. The camera cutout kind of looks like it's dented inwards, but it's worse than that. Not only you have the camera bump now, but you also have a squarish bump, which means if your phone is lying flat on a table, it's going to rock. The frame is made out of stainless steel, which is different than the aluminum frame on the iPhone 11. The phone comes in 4 colors: silver, space grey, gold and midnight green. From the front, it's exactly the same as the iPhone XS. The phone comes in 2 sizes, 5.8 inches on the 11 Pro and 6.5 inches on the 11 Pro Max. The phone uses a Super Retina XDR display, fancy name, which has a slightly better quality than the LCD display on the iPhone 11. You get deeper blacks and whiter whites along with HDR10 and Dolby Vision, which makes everything look realistic. The bezels on the side of the screen are slightly smaller than on the iPhone 11, but honestly, it's not such a big difference. Overall, watching movies or gaming on this phone is a great experience. The color looks great, the details are sharp, and of course, stereo sound just adds to the experience. If you put this phone side by side with the iPhone 11, you won't really notice a difference. Let's talk about what is probably the biggest feature on this phone, the camera. So, you already know by now that the iPhone 11 Pro has a triple camera system. The one on the right is a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens with a 120-degree field of view and an f2.4 aperture. The camera on the bottom is a 12 megapixel telephoto lens with an f2.0 aperture, and the camera on the top is a standard wide angle lens with a 12 megapixel sensor and an f1.8 aperture. I tested the camera out, or should I say cameras, and the results that I got were very similar to what I got from the iPhone 11. Everything is just perfectly exposed. You can see the details in the sky and in the shadows as well. In terms of shots taken from the wide angle lens and the ultra wide angle lens, the iPhone 11 Pro is exactly the same as the iPhone 11. But the telephoto lens is something that the iPhone 11 doesn't have, so it just gives users more flexibility. So if you're taking photos, you can go telephoto, but if you want to fit more things into the frame, you could go wide. But if you're still not satisfied, you could spice things up and go ultra wide. See? Flexibility. You can shoot videos at a maximum resolution of 4K at 60 frames per second. Another thing that was introduced alongside the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro was night mode, which automatically turns on when your scene is poorly lit, which allows more light to fall onto the sensor, making your images brighter, and it can really take your photos to the next level. Here's a picture with night mode turned off. You can see the room is poorly lit, and although you can see the details in the objects, they're pretty dark. Looking at the image, one can easily say it was taken when it was dark outside. Turn night mode on and you see literally a day and night difference. So once again, it's one of those things that Apple takes time to implement, but when they do, they absolutely nail it. On the front, you have a 12 megapixel true depth camera with an f2.2 aperture, which can shoot videos up to a resolution of 4K at 60 fps now. Also, slow-fies or slow motion selfies are a thing now. Not really useful to me, but okay. Portrait mode has gotten better and it finally gets my ears right. Let's talk performance. The iPhone 11 Pro packs the exact same A13 Bionic chip as the iPhone 11 with 2 performance cores, 4 efficiency cores and a 4-core GPU, and this thing is so powerful it could power a computer. In terms of performance, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro are ahead of every single phone in the market. Battery life is phenomenal. You're getting a 3046 mAh battery on the iPhone 11 Pro and a 3969 mAh battery on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which can easily last you an entire day. But if you're not a heavy user, it can even last you 2 days, which is absolutely amazing and unheard of from any other phone. If you ask me, are there any problems with this phone? Well, people who use their phone without a case on might have a problem with it rocking back and forth, and the design of the phone isn't really elegant this year like iPhones usually are. But apart from that, the only problem is on the software side, because iOS is still limited and it doesn't let you customize the home screen. I would still stand by my statement that the iPhone 11 is the best value for money. But if you're someone who wants a bigger screen or you want a better camera because you take a lot of pictures with your iPhone, then the iPhone 11 Pro is the one you should pick. That is it for today's video, guys. That is my review on the iPhone 11 Pro. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to check out my other videos. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys on the next one.